Hi, my name is Mary, not Martha. Let me tell you a little bit about that story. See, I used to be a Martha, and you may know what I'm talking about if you know the Bible story of Mary and Martha. I'm going to give you a quick overview and listen to the end because I'm going to explain two lessons that you can take away from this story that are going to help you in your personal life and in your business life. Again, my name is Mary. I'm from Promised Land Mindset, but for many years, I lived with a Martha spirit or a Martha mindset. You see, in the Bible, Jesus had two friends named sisters named Mary and Martha. They also had a brother that he was really close with. Perhaps you've heard of him, Lazarus. Yeah, that one that Jesus raised from the dead. So Jesus hung out in their home often and they would have parties and they would invite other people. And what happened one day was there were people coming over. Jesus was sitting in the living room and Martha was busy in the kitchen because she had the gift of hospitality. And back then in Bible days, women were expected to serve and make things nice for people in the home. So Martha was busy in the kitchen trying to get the hors d'oeuvres and the drinks ready and make it hospitable for all her guests. Meanwhile, her sister Mary was sitting in the living room and sitting on the floor in front of the feet of Jesus and just listening to him teach and talk. Well, Mary got a little perturbed about this. She stomped off into the living room. She actually yelled at Jesus. Imagine that. And she said, Jesus, can you tell my sister Mary to come in the kitchen and help me? And to her amazement and to her chagrin, Jesus actually rebuked Martha instead of Mary. And he did it, of course, gently and lovingly. And he said, Martha, Martha, you are distracted by a lot of things, but Mary has chosen this one thing. And in some verses, in some translations in the Bible, it says the better part, and it will not be taken away from her. So I want you to think about that for a moment and just think honestly, are you a little bit more like Martha, always busy doing, or are you a little bit more like Mary, where you're busy being? Okay, we need to have a balance of both. So here's lesson one from that. It's okay, whatever your tendency is. There's no condemnation. We're not going to all just sit around at the feet of Jesus all day because we would never get anything done. We need to have a little bit of Martha and a little bit of Mary. But if your tendency is to be too much like Martha, where you're just busy, 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 busy doing, you want to slow that down and you want to balance that out with a little bit of being. See, inspired action after just taking time to be alone with your own thoughts or journaling or praying or meditating or whatever it is that you do to get closer to your inner thoughts and to God's voice, taking that time is actually going to make your actions a little bit more inspired. You're going to have less stress and you're going to do them with joy. If you're always just in that doing mode, trust me, it's going to turn into frustration. It's going to feel like stress. You're not going to be doing those things with joy, whether that's in your personal life, serving your family, or whether that's in your business and doing the things that you want to do to bring that income in. So that's lesson number one. Just remember that we want to have a little bit of balance. We can't all be just like Mary all the time, but we can't be like Martha all the time. And it's okay, whichever one you tend to fall on, just make sure you try to balance them out. So spend some time doing that. The other thing that I think is really important as a takeaway from the story is that Mary understood priorities. Now, Martha thought she understood priorities because she thought the priority of the day was getting the hors d'oeuvres on the table and getting everybody's drinks and cleaning up. But Mary understood that their time with Jesus was coming to an end because he was going to the cross. And Mary understood that spending time with this important person in her life was her priority for that day. So that's another tip that I want you to walk away from. What are the priorities in your life? What are the things that can wait until later? Can the dishes wait until tomorrow morning so you sit down with your family in the evening? Or can you spend more time in prayer or more time with yourself, journaling and getting to know yourself and healing from things in the past? And maybe those other busy activities can wait a little bit later. So think about your priorities. If you need help identifying those priorities, what I recommend you do is take a big piece of paper. I like to keep things simple and just write out everything that feels so heavy in your life right now. Put it into little buckets or circles or just put it all out there like a brain dump, and then see which of those things actually connect to other things. Is there a bucket that you can put certain things in? And then look at those other things and say, are these actually worthy of my time? Remember, time is the only thing that we can't get back. You can always let things go. So you may have to say no to some things to say yes to the more important things. That's the secret to time prioritization. And that's two lessons that you could take away from that story of Mary and Martha. I want you to drop in the comments. Do you tend to be more like Martha? Are you the doer? Or you tend to be more like Mary and you're a little bit more of the beer and a little bit dreamy? Which one do you need to balance in your life? And how do you plan to balance that out going forward? For more tips, just keep watching this channel and make sure you subscribe. Again, my name is Mary, not Martha, and this is Promised Land Mindset.